Hi everyone, it's Lucy of ShineSparkL Marketing. Are you confused by marketing? Do you feel that others have figured things out and you continue to struggle? Well, I'm here to say that instead of looking at what other people are doing, because that's not always helpful, it's going to cause us to kind of spin our wheels if we're trying to only do what they are doing without knowing sort of the back end of why they're doing it, or if we're just trying to discover clues as to what marketing strategies they're using. I'm here to tell you that there is a better way. And the closest that I've come to a magic bullet or the easy button is to learn marketing. So I'm here today with a new series, and it's called The ABCs of Marketing. I'm going to go through the alphabet, and I'm going to go through two words a day, starting at the letter A, going all the way to Z. And I'm going to pick out a couple of words that are relevant to marketing, and I'm going to explain them. So hopefully it's going to be an interesting series for you to tune into. If you're not live right now in the group, then you will be able to watch the replay. You'll also be able to leave comments on the replay, and we can answer any of your questions that way. And we'll see how it goes. And I'm just going to look through my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. But before I start, I have a new free guide available, and it's a guide on the 5 critical missteps that many new photographers make that attract price shoppers and drain your profits, passion, and your joy. And I think we have all felt that at some point in our careers, and some of you may still be feeling that. If you are interested in my free guide with uh, helpful information of how to overcome those 5 missteps, then I have put the link into the description below. Please go and get your free guide. Okay, so I am going to start with the letter A. I'm going to get my notes. The letter A, and now I could probably do this a bunch of times because there's a lot of marketing terms. But attention. Attention is the first word in marketing that I'm going to talk about today. And attention, the goal of any of our marketing is to get attention. If we don't get people's attention, then they don't know that we exist. So attention seeking is good in marketing, whereas it could, attention seeking behavior, when we hear about it in personal terms, can be kind of unfavorable or unsavory. But we want to be attention seekers because we want to know, we want to let people know that we have something that could be of value to them. And we have to be interesting and engaging in this vast internet world where there's, billions of photos being posted daily, and tweets, and or whatever they're called now, and all manner of content being we're constantly bombarded. So what gets attention? It has to be relevant to the person, and it has to be engaging and helpful in some way. It has to stop a scroll. So one of the things that we need to do is we need to be frequent in gaining attention. Frequency is so important. Um, your content has to pop up frequently in front of the people that you want to have see that content. And I know that we live with our content daily. We're looking at our stuff all the time. So when we feel we put it out there, it feels like a lot to us because we're seeing all of our stuff all the time. But if you move yourself into your client's shoes, you'll understand that they see stuff from you almost never. In, like I said, they're scrolling through, hundreds and hundreds of things during the course of their day, if they even remember a fraction of that. So really remember that it's like a needle in a haystack. If you put one piece of content out once, it's probably going to disappear forever with very few eyes on it, especially if you're new and starting out. And you need to get out there more frequently. And it will feel weird because you're so close to your own content. So you feel like, oh my God, I'm talking about these minis or something like that. every day. But the point is that you need to get people's attention because you need to get spots booked. If they don't know that you're offering something, then they can never know to get it and you will not book those spots. So you need to get over that feeling that you're being annoying um, or that you're posting too frequently, that you're going to be a burden on people. It's really just the fact that we've got this feeling that we're on stage, and we're not when it comes to the big bad internet. So you have to get your content out there constantly, like all the time. I mean, if you're running a mini campaign for holidays, for example, post about it every single day. Post about it multiple times a day. If people don't want to interact with your content, they will scroll on. But you cannot have these assumptions that people will think you're annoying, and will, because either way, it doesn't matter. Even if they think you're annoying, they're going to scroll by anyways, right? So you may as well try to be getting the attention of those people who want to hear from you, right? So frequency is huge. Next is distribution. So not being just in one place. I know, especially when photographers are starting out, we tend to go only on Facebook and Instagram. And those are social media channels, but there are many other channels available to us, and we have to leverage every single one of them. Um, I was reading, I'm right now reading the book by Daniel Priestley called Oversubscribed, and his formula is a 7-11-4 formula. And it says that somebody has to interact with your content for 7 hours. They have to listen or engage with your content for 7 hours. They have to interact with you 11 times in 4 different locations in order to build that trust and authority. Now, his audience is event management, so it's a different beast than ours. Um, but if you think about that formula and you think about what you're currently doing to promote your business, you may find that you may want to move up in the communication and engagement and interaction and locations of where you're promoting. So it might not be 7-11-4 for us, but it could be somewhere, you know, close to that. So what that means is that you can be blogging. And when people engage with your content, the 7 hours would be consuming your blogs. So if somebody goes to your website and finds a super helpful article on personal branding, they might then find another link in that blog article to, best clothing choices to wear for branding. And they go down the rabbit hole of your content. And before you know it, they have several hours of reading your content under their belt, and they're intrigued to know more. Then if there's an interaction, so if they like something, if they comment on a blog post or in socials and you respond to them, there's an interaction. If you're also in a different location. So blogging, you're on your website. Socials, you're obviously on a social media platform. Email marketing. If you're capturing an email address, which you should be, then you're sending them an email with important information of things to come. That's another location for a contact. And in a monthly newsletter, you can also be writing valuable content that they will spend a few hours consuming. So the formula may not be the one that he outlines for event management, but certainly you need to be across different channels and you have to be there often. So just a point that when we say that people pay attention, um, it's kind of an interesting play on words, because if they are reading something that you've put out into the world, that means that they are paying with their attention. And attention is a valuable resource. Money is not the only valuable resource. And in actuality, money is preceded by the resource that they invest of attention. So when people are paying attention, they are giving you something that's valuable of theirs, which is their time. And then once you have built that trust and authority with them, you are more likely to get them paying you with their money. So attention precedes investment. And we have to kind of think about that formula, that we want to get people engaged with us so that they feel safe and comfortable and trusting in them giving us their money, which also is valuable to them. I'm going to use an example of Coke because they've done a really good job of capturing people's attention for decades and decades and decades. So, the reason why Coke is a household name is because they have built that name. They have spent years gaining attention of the people. And now you might say they may not even need to advertise anymore because they know. Um, they you know about them, right? And yet, even though Coke is a completely household name and it's everywhere, they still they are still advertising. They don't just stop. So we can really take a great example from that. Even one of the most successful brands in our entire society continues to put out content. So what does that say about staying present and being frequent and being in multiple distribution areas? So they have TV commercials and they have sponsorships and store displays and um, what else? Contests, billboards, trucks painted with their logo, and they're all painted red, so you can't miss a Coke truck driving on the highway. I mean, they are everywhere, and they are everywhere frequently. And so that is a great example of a brand that is already super successful, but doesn't let up. They continue to want to be in your mind, at the top of mind, um, and that helps them to thwart any competitors as well. Okay, so that's attention, and now we're going to get to B, which is benefits. So let's look at the Coke example again. When you see an advertisement for Coke, what is it that they're actually advertising? And it's definitely not the actual soft drink. So what could you really say anyways? You could get different size bottles or containers for a certain amount of money. The dose of sugar that you get, I don't know, the amount of carbonation, I don't know. But you can see that there's not much there. I mean, a soft drink is a pretty a basic product. And what they do is they advertise around what their product does for people, the benefit of drinking Coke. So if you look at any of their commercials or billboards or anything, advertisements, they'll have people sharing beach days, summer days, refreshing Coke after a hard day's work, sharing a young child sharing with an elderly person. It creates instant connection. It creates a sense of togetherness, um, lots of feelings around that. So if they were to advertise the bottle and the ingredients, I don't think that they would get very far. Um, and they want to be in our hearts and our minds. So when they're getting our attention, they're getting it by creating an emotional connection of their product to a lifestyle that people want to have. And I remember a beach commercial where, beautiful people are like surfing or something like that. And then at the end of the day, in a sunset, sun drenched, parking lot with convertibles, they're drinking Coke, and everybody wants to be that person, to have that freedom, to be surfing. And, it really, even if you'll never get that lifestyle, by drinking Coke, you will feel more connected to that lifestyle. So they focus on the benefits. Think about what you are doing with your photography. If you are putting out any promotion that is time of a session, the price of a session, the number of files in a session, you are not looking or you are not leveraging the benefits of what buying those things will do for somebody. So I really encourage you to think about the benefits. And, Coke is a soft drink. We have photography of actual people. And I would say that we have a lot more meat on the bone for gleaning benefits out of that and letting people know what those benefits are. So, for example, let me see, I think I wrote that down. Memory making sessions. People are laughing and having connection in our over super connected world where our children are watching iPads and TVs, or preteens or teens sitting at home in their rooms watching their cell phones. disconnecting from the family, no more family dinners or schedules that don't allow for them. A family session is 1 hour or something in that region of love, laughter, connection. It's really amazing. I did an extended photo session for a family a few weeks ago, and they haven't been together in a little while because people were traveling. And it's amazing how much they all laughed and reconnected. And, you know, it's better than dinner almost because nobody has to cook. So you bring people together, you facilitate this beauty of a little family reunion, of taking time together where otherwise it's hard, memory making for those rainy days, sweet remembering of little babies that are now grown. I mean, the benefits are immense. Even in our world today of Instagram and trying to look beautiful, we even have people wanting to just look beautiful. It doesn't even have to be about memory making. It's about, I can make you look good for your Instagram feed. That's a benefit of hiring a professional photographer, for branding headshots, for lifestyle businesses, for example, or just for people to just have a good or great picture taken of them. I mean, it doesn't have to get complicated. So there is power in benefit. So I hope this has been helpful. Tune in for the next series where I will continue on the alphabet. Today was attention and benefits, and we keep going with the letters C and D in the next session. So if you have any questions, you can drop them down below, or any comments, you can drop them down below. This video will be available to watch anytime. And don't forget to go to the link that I put in the description below to get your free guide for the 5 critical missteps that attract price shoppers, drain your passion and your profits and your joy. So we don't want that. We want to help you overcome those things. We all want a lot of passion. We want a lot of profits. And so I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for tuning in. If you did, let me see. I can't see. But if nobody's in the group, come and watch it later. Okay, take care.